Okay, so today we're gonna work on these bronze rear mains. Now these blanks have already been cut out. They're made, I think, from 932 bronze, I believe. The reason that we're making them out of bronze is that in the past we've had problems with galling. So, and it, you know, it happens. So with the bronze, we haven't had any problem with galling. And so, I don't know, I started doing this about 15 years ago. I used to have a machinist, my buddy John Moorberg, but he's passed on now, so he used to do them for me, but now I had to learn how to do it. So these blanks are already cut. The oversize, the outside diameter is important because it's got about a 2,000ths interference, so we heat these up. We heat the old aluminum housings up and then drop these in, and then they cool and they freeze in. And then we have to, Stevie gets in there and drills the holes out. There's a pin in here. I don't know if we could see it. Maybe I'll get a better picture of it, but there's a pin in here, and that goes all the way through into here, and that kind of helps lock it in. It doesn't really need it, but it helps lock it in. There's also another oil drain hole in these things. So these are way, right now this is way undersized. So when the blanks are cut, this is probably 50 thousandths undersized. So with that, we're going to go and do some boring. I've already got the groove in here. It looks pretty deep. Sometimes I got to go back in and recut that oil groove, and I do all that before the finish pass with the, we're going to use a, what is it, a David Brown reamer. I think that's what it is. And we're going to, and then sometimes even at the end I got to do a little sandpaper. But anyways, we're going to go through that and show you guys how we make rear mains. And these are custom made to each crank. So the crank on the mains does not necessarily have to be cut like a first under or second under. We can just clean it up. So when I have my cranks cut, we just clean them up. So the bigger the better, and so we just cut these. So I have to measure the crank. Here's the crank it's going to go on to. So this diameter, I've already painted it on here, is 2.118, this diameter here. So I'm going to sneak up on that and try not to screw it up. Sometimes I've been known to screw it up. It's a hot day, still hot. It's October, so it's still kind of warm out. But anyways, it's probably 95 in here right now. But anyways, so let's go with that, and we'll see what we can get done today. And this will probably take a few days to get through. I got a couple more cranks to get through, so we'll try to get through all that. All right, here we go. I'm setting this up. I gave you guys a picture of the jig. That's just a piece of round steel welded on. We machine that up, and that's going to hold these rear mains. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so now the bearing housing is in the jig. These are kind of loose right now, so it'll stay in there. And we're going to set this up and true it up. So, right now I've got the lathe in, well, it's in fast, so it's kind of a neutral, so I could turn this thing. So right now, okay, so that's reading whatever, 7.5, 7, and then it goes down to about 13. So what, we got 6 thousandths run out on this thing. Okay. So 6 thousandths run out. So we'll try to jig that up. trying to take out half the difference. Okay, so that's still high right there. Should be close. Getting close. Not fully tighten these down, but I'm gonna snug these down just a little bit more so it's not so unstable. I don't know, probably doing about 1 foot-pound. Maybe you can barely see me if I'm shaking because I'm holding it in my hand. I'm definitely within 1,000, so I'm probably more like a half a thousandths out of round there, and I think that's pretty damn good. There's the setup there. Now on to cutting. Okay, so here's a little grooving tool we made up. Just cut it, took a piece of pipe, put a parting insert in it, braze that in there. But that makes a good channel for that oil passage. So what I did is just double check, make sure that oil passage is deep enough before we do the final cut. So obviously I don't have to do it at the end and it makes a burr and all that crap. So anyways, this comes in handy. And then we'll use this same tool to kind of for the rough boring it out. Okay, here's the David Brown reamer on the turret. Yeah, thou. So that material I just showed you is only about a thou.
Yes.
We're gonna bore people. All right, let me see here. So this is the one I think I messed up. Is this what, 2030? Okay, so this is the standard size, and I've done the final. Okay, so it's a little tight. All right, so it needs maybe another thou. Do I take the chance
Yes.
and ruin this?
Yes. Yes to both of those things.
Do I? Is that what I'm gonna do?
Yeah. It's the only way.
I think that's gonna be perfect.
You just wiggling it in there?
Wiggle it in.
Just wiggle it in?
Okay, so I probably gotta go in and do a quick sanding on it, but this thing, I'm not getting any play out of it, okay?
Okay.
That's how I'm checking it, because these things gotta be really tight, because if you got more than a thou or thou and a half clearance, then they're gonna be a problem. So I'm done with cutting with that. Get all the debris out of there. Okay. I don't think I'm going to cut anymore. I think that feels good. We can always hook it back up if it's too tight, because we want it on the tight side. And I can barely, it's about what I want. So I can barely jiggle it, so I think it's about a thou clearance. So I think I'm good with that. I think I'm going to be okay with that. Come on now. Okay. So, let's take it off. I think I'm good. So yeah, we're at mid-October. We're still in humid and 95 degrees. That's our weather. So if you just slap these on and they just pop right on, they're no good. You got to kind of twist them and wiggle, and then you know they're good. So I even right here on the lathe, I could feel some play because I got a lot of leverage, but by hand I can't feel any play. I mean, I guess yeah, maybe I can. But it'll spin and it's tight. So I like that one. And I think it'll give Stevie, it will get approval from Stevie.
That's hard to get.
Yeah, so this is a standard size. So we got a couple done, we got more to go. So here's how they come. This one's been, when they get too worn out, we re-weld them. We have our crank grinders weld them, and then they'll nitride them, so they harden them up again. So we want this surface as hard as possible. This has been re-welded and ground. I think this is a re-welded one. And then he'll do them at standard. I think so. Let's see if this is standard. I can tell you right now, because this is standard. This one might looks. See, on this one, that's about the same. I guess they're about the same. These are both cut at standard. This one's a little looser than this one is. So that's why we need, yeah, this one goes on a little bit tougher. All right. All right, so it's hot. It's the end of the day. So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. And then maybe we'll look at this again tomorrow. We got a few more. We've got a couple more rear mains to do, and then we'll start on the front mains. And we're not going to put all that in one video. We'll do the front mains in another video, because that's actually kind of more, there's more steps in that. Thank you guys for checking it out so far. All right, is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay, are you bored enough?
I'm super bored, and
That
I think
was 13 minutes of boredom.
yeah, way too long.
And you're sweating like a pig, lady.
Wow, a pig. Why don't you go home and make Joyce a fucking sandwich?
Wow. Is that recorded?
That-
In fact, I got that recorded here.
That
I'm
is
gonna
recorded.
send that I'm gonna
Because she
send it.
deserves for you to make her a sandwich. Go home.
I made her eggs last night. I cook for her all the time, lady.
Good.
You don't
She
even know what's
deserves it.
going on.
Listen.
You're up in other people's business. You don't even know what's going on.
Joyce deserves to be fucking catered to, that queen, that saint for putting up with you.
Wow.
Angel Joyce.
Wow.